Hello, this is my vlog for week 10, the failure of the radical. Basically this week in our readings and our videos, we kind of were just talking about the French Revolution and what their motivations were to start it and what happened in the outcome. And basically they kind of failed to fully establish what they originally had hoped for, which was principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity that had long inspired the movement. They sought to replace royal and aristocratic privilege with sweeping reforms rooted in ideals of natural rights and protection of the tyrannical government. A good idea of how it failed was an example I have here, that women in France did not receive the right to vote until 1944, which was one of the last Western powers to give that privilege. So if that tells you anything about how it wasn't very equality or liberty at all. But what had originally started was when King Louis based his ideas on divine right and granted special privileges to the first and second class, or what they called estates. But there was this third class that was like peasants and people who were just very poor, who were they had way less power, but they had to pay taxes to not only the king but the higher estates. So all the second, first class, and the king were just very, very wealthy, but people were kind of struggling. So that is kind of what led to the revolution, when people started to fight back and they tried to branch off into their own thing. And this led to the abolishment of the feudal system. And even there was a point where in 1791 where King Louis had tried to escape because he was being hated on because people didn't think he could run the kingdom anymore. But an example of someone like we mentioned this week, and I think it was our reading in the textbook 7.3, the Jacobins, how would I say it? They came about in 1789, and their intention was to end King Louis XVI, his reign, in hopes of replacing the French monarchy. And they wanted to eliminate opposition, so they supported the Reign of Terror. And tactics they used were beheadings, which later King Louis was beheaded himself, but that was just one of their ways they worked. And they targeted speculators, monarchists, and traitors. So that's an overall very short summary of the things that went on and what caused it. There's a lot more that goes into it, but those are the points that stuck out to me, and I hope they interested you.